Hello once again, gentle listeners, and welcome to In the Library with
Tara
and Adrian. We find ourselves in that spookiest of seasons, Octoween.
Are you trying to do like a Halloween narrator? Because I thought you were doing like a jazzy DJ.
Jazz DJ? I have to lean into the mic and I have to talk a little deeper to do that. Hello again, gentle listeners. It is still that spookiest of months, October, and so we are once again coming at you with some recommendations. That would be a fantastic recommendation. Do you have a favorite Halloween song?
This is Halloween, Halloween.
Fair enough. For those of you who don't know, that's from the 1988 musical, Frankie Goes West.
I feel like that's incorrect information.
So what have you brought in to recommend to our listeners today?
Well, I haven't been doing very good about doing children's options, so I did make sure that I had a couple children's CDs. So Kids Bop actually has 2 different Halloween CDs in our system. We have the Kids Bop Halloween and Kids Bop Halloween Party. Both are pretty legit. I will say that Halloween Party has a Spooky Sounds
Oh, I see that.
track, which would be great, if you're at your house and you need some Halloween music playing. When I was growing up, my mom used to always have Halloween music playing on the front porch. Nice creepy stuff. So they both have good solid ones like Ghostbusters, Thriller, Disturbia, Time Warp. Time Warp's a great one.
Do you want to do the Time Warp again?
Let's do the Time Warp again.
We could be dancing right now, listeners, and you'd have no way of knowing.
Just jump to the left.
And then we're moving to the right with, what else do you have?
Well, I also was looking at adults CDs. Well, CDs in the adult section, I should say. And found a cool one. Listen to the Movies, Monster Fest. Got a pretty cool cover. Looks kind of gory. Writing's in red. But it's got some great songs. It's got Frankenstein, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Addams Family theme. So it's all the different songs from scary movies.
Scary movies.
And if scary isn't your way to go, if you're a little bit more nerdy in heart, we got the Star Trek CD as well. Star Trek Discovery.
Star Trek Discovery?
Do you like Star Trek?
I'm going to plead the fifth on this one because if I say no, I'm probably going to alienate a bunch of our audience.
I'm an extremely nerdy person. I love a lot of nerdy shows. I've never seen Star Trek, and I'm not a fan of Star Wars.
And everyone has now shut off their players, and it's fine.
But I love Doctor Who! So much better.
And you have one last one here, it looks like.
Well, just because Halloween isn't everybody's jam, some people are ready to skip ahead, which I'm not thrilled about myself because Halloween is the best holiday ever. But for those of you who are ready for the next season, I did find in the children's section Gary Hoey, Ho Ho Hoey Halloween. It's got 3 elves on it. It's a Christmas CD for kids. Ho Ho Hoey.
Ho Ho Hoey.
Look at those graphics.
I will try my best to get this up here on the screen for you listeners. You should see it up on your screen right about there. And you'll get to appreciate this cover as well.
Yeah, the elf in the middle. He's pretty happy to be there.
I bet that's the one that's supposed to look like Gary Hoey.
Hoey.
So I had assigned Tara to look through our physical collection. But for those of you who can't or won't be able to make it in to find your Halloween collection, there are a number of options available through our apps such as Hoopla.
Ooh.
Hoopla specifically has 2 sections created seasonally for their kids' Halloween selection and their adult Halloween selection. You can listen to such things as Spooky Beats by the 2 Red Jokers. I don't know that I'll put the cover up there because but they have their Moonbug Halloween collection, which features such titles as Little Angel Halloween, the Halloween Songs of Cocomelon, Blippi's Halloween Countdown, and Halloween Songs for Kids. So if you have little ones and are looking to get them in the Halloween spirit, definitely check out our selection at Hoopla.
Might drive you crazy at the same time, but it'll keep them happy.
And then for the Halloween horror soundtracks,
Yes.
we have music to such thrilling and terrifying films as A Haunted House 2,
Oh,
A Nightmare
scary.
on Elm Street, A Quiet Place. Although, I feel like A Quiet Place shouldn't have any music, but,
Yeah.
American Psycho, Beetlejuice, Gremlins, Halloween, just a whole variety you can flip through to check out. Then we have a separate Halloween collection available also in Hoopla featuring Halloween Greatest Hits, and one that looks phenomenal called the Halloween Hootenanny. So if you're familiar with what a hootenanny is, you may want to just check that out.
So, important question. You said Beetlejuice. Is it Beetlejuice 1, Beetlejuice 2, or is it the Broadway musical Beetlejuice that features songs such as Dear Dead Mom?
That is a fantastic question, and I'm glad you asked. And this is the original Broadway cast recording.
Oh, so Dear Dead Mom is on there.
That is correct. That would be track 5. If you're not aware, listeners, when you are viewing an album in Hoopla, if you tap on the item, you can see a track listing before you decide to check out the item in question.
Solid.
But feel free to check out our online or physical offerings and set up your own Halloween spooky playlist.
Actually, that would work perfect for anyone who wanted to have Halloween music when they're on Halloween to like make their house hauntier, because you could just keep it on a loop.
Loop it.
Loopy loop.
I like loops.
Fruit Loops.
Do while loops, for loops. That's a coding joke for those of you out there.
Loop de loop and pull, and your shoes are looking cool.
I have no idea what you are singing.
It's the SpongeBob song that teaches you how to tie your shoes.
Yes, dear listeners, my co-host is but a child.
I never claimed to be anything else.
Do you have anything else you would like to tell our listeners before we move on?
I love you all. You're magical and wonderful, and I'm glad you're here and listening to us today. True MVPs.
Moving on to some library programming. The Bedford Branch Library will be pleased to present Gardens of Stone, the symbology, iconography, and architecture, and the evolution of the rural cemetery movement. Wednesday, October 30th, 2024, at 6 p.m.
I'm too terrified to go now. Also coming up at the Bedford Branch Library is the Reptile Roadshow. Tuesday, October 22nd at 4:15. It is for all ages. We are going to have a Reptile Roadshow, and they're going to teach us all about reptiles. Why are you laughing at me?
I'm envisioning a crossover between PBS's Antiques Roadshow and the Reptile Roadshow people.
They're trying to figure out how much their lizard is worth.
Yeah. Well, what we have here is a three-toed skink, and I'm going to value that, you'll never believe this, $20,000 in mint condition.
Anywho, the Reptile Roadshow will teach you all about reptiles. Landon's going to come in and present cool facts, talk about conservation, and let us in on the pet keeping aspects of these awesome animals. Again, this is for all ages, so come on out.
Do you think reptiles are any good at keeping pets?
Their kind of pets would be like flies and stuff, and they tend to eat them, so I'm going to go with no.
Fair enough. The Bedford Branch Library presents Lost Ghost Towns of Monroe County, Thursday, October 24th, 2024, at 7 p.m. Join us for an evening with author and historian Shauna Majeur. Dive into the history of Monroe County's vanished towns. Attendees will learn about the historical significance of these ghost towns and gain insight into regional development and decline. This is brought to us by the Bedford Historical Society.
I need to go home now. I'm afraid to be at the library. On a different note, Frankenstuffy Creation Lab. It's taking place on Friday, October 25th at 2:30 p.m. This event is for tweens and teens. Unleash your inner mad scientist and create your own Frankenstuffy. Dismantle little stuffed animals and use their parts to create a creepy new creature. Feel free to bring your own stuffed animals if you'd like. And please register as supplies are limited. That's actually like thoroughly creepy. You're taking your old teddy bear and chopping it up, creating a new one. I like it.
That's true.
I'm very intrigued to see what they come up with.
I would do the cackle and It's Alive, but I don't think I can properly cackle and raise my voice high enough.
Nah.
Moving on to things beyond Bedford. Beyond. Friends of the River Raisin Battlefield present Harvest on the Raisin, October 19th, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the River Raisin NBP Visitor Center grounds. Cooking and harvest demonstrations, historic trades, crafts. This is a free outdoor family event. Mwahahaha!
5 at the end, but Coming up at Oregon Community Theater is Once Upon a Mattress. It is taking place this upcoming weekend, October 11th through 12th, and the following weekend, October 18th through 20th. It's taking place at Facet Junior High in Oregon. And I have to say, this is an amazing show. I mean, I might know someone on the inside. Wink, wink.
Audience, Tara is helping to create this show.
I choreographed it, so I took care of all the dancing in it. And the cast is amazing. The show is hysterical. I'm really proud of this group and what we're presenting. So get your tickets now. Oregon Community Theater at Facet Junior High.
I believe it's pronounced Oregon.
Oregon, depends on...
Oregon.
This isn't the state, this is the...
The South Rockwood Branch Library is pleased to present When Mark Twain Came to Michigan, October 16th, 2024 at 6 p.m.
Ooh.
The spookiest of times, 6 p.m. This special presentation covers a period in the mid-1890s when Mark Twain and Major James Pond, his business manager, started the author's World Lecture Tour. Register online. bit.ly/SR Twain. South Rockwood.
Do you need more sleep or less? I don't know which one, but it's definitely one of those. Also coming up at our libraries is Writers on the River. So Sunday, November 3rd, from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., it's going to take place at the Ellis Library and Reference Center, and they're presenting Writers on the River. So it's our annual author fair, which gives attendees the opportunity to speak to local and regional authors and purchase personalized copies of their works. I went last year, and it's really neat. I went and saw someone that I know who is an author there, so it's all local authors, and the books range from everything, children's books and murder mysteries and inspirational, and highly recommend. So that's November 3rd at 12 p.m.
What year?
24, and hopefully 25 and 26 and 27, 28, all the way to 2156.
This is neither here nor there, but every time I see this, I think how different it would be if you changed just one letter, because Writers in the River would be way different.
It was right there. Just push them in afterward.
And if you change the other letter, Writers or the River, what are people going to pick? Are they going to pick the Writers? Are they going to pick the River?
But the river's right behind the Ellis branch, so they can choose both.
They can choose both.
They'd have to do it at a different branch if it's going to be one or the other. Up at Frenchtown Dixie Branch Library is the Pumpkin Parade. Thursday, October 17th, 2024, from 5:30 to 6:30. Join us for our traditional Halloween candy stroll through the Frenchtown Dixie Branch backyard. As always, wear your favorite costume and be ready for some great fun. Please register each child so we can properly prepare. This event is for children.
For children!
It doesn't say, can it be child at heart? Because we've already established I'm not an adult.
I mean, I literally go by a child a lot. That's a true story. We would also like to announce a couple of trunk or treat events. The Vivian branch will be having trunk or treat on Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024, from 5 to 6 p.m. Put on your favorite costume and come have some Halloween fun at the Vivian branch.
Boom, boom, boom.
Please register each child individually. Please park your vehicles on the north side of the Frenchtown Township Hall. Register online at bit.ly/VIV
treat. And on that same note, we have Trunk or Treat, which will feature the Lake Erie Hexenbrut Dancing Witches. That'll be here at the Bedford branch on Tuesday, October 29th, 6 p.m. of the year of our Lord 2024.
Are you going as a vampire for Halloween? Is you getting in character?
If you don't have any little ones but would like to be involved, we invite you to decorate your car and pass out candy. See a staff person for registration and details. The night won't be the same without you.
No, I'm not going as a vampire. No. What are you going as for Halloween?
Well, here at the Bedford Library, we like to coordinate our outfits, and I love to dress up during work hours. So, on Halloween, while I'm working, I'm going to be dressed... So I should say, this year our costume theme is Disney villains, and I'm a redhead. I always have to have a redheaded character. It's grand. And so there's not a lot of villains with red hair. So I'm going as the little girl from Finding Nemo in the dentist office. She has the fish in the bag, and she shakes it, and she kills the fish. So I'm going to have, like, fake braces and Nemo in a bag.
The only other redheaded female villain I can think of is from The Rescuers, isn't it?
I've never seen The Rescuers.
Oh, I don't remember her name, but...
But it doesn't have to be female, because I was I was considering Syndrome, whatever his name is, from the that movie.
The Incredibles.
Yeah, I've never seen that one either. But I was highly considering him. Because I've seen the scene where he jokes and he's like, BS, it stands for babysitter. Oh, the CS, it stands for sitter. Yeah. I clearly I need to watch more movies. Anyway.
I had a difficult time deciding, but I have elected to try my hand. I'm gonna go as Hades from Hercules. Hades from Hercules.
Hades. And actually, his name really should be Heracles. They changed so much for that movie.
It is a very loose adaptation.
They
loose.
change everything.
Well, they also, like, make Hades the villain, but Hera's kind of the villain in that story.
In that, oh yeah, she definitely is. She's the one who gave him the 12 tasks and drove him crazy. And yeah. We got a lot of mythology books in the library. You should check them out, guys.
That we do. But we're going to wrap it up for this episode of In the Library. We would like to thank you for joining us today. And this has been In the Library with
Tara
and Adrian.
Isn't that the stinger that goes after everything?
I have no idea what you're doing.
I'll have to find it. It's a thing.
Sure it is.